set a beat. You know what I won't blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's a beat for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we are. For your boy, for your boy, for your boy, for your boy. Also for your boy, fix it for your boy. Drop it for your, wow, 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 lift it up.
Hey y'all, hold on y'all, 1 second, hold on. Let me give y'all a commercial break. I'm all over the place. Y'all get up in here, get the lights up on the video right quick while I figure out my life in 2 seconds, y'all. Like the video right quick, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the building. Hurry up. What can I play for y'all real quickly? Yeah, y'all hurry up and like the video real quick. I'm gonna come right back.
Do your hand like this. Yeah, gotcha. Cause I'm black, nigga the black, the nigga black, the black, the nigga I'm black, nigga the black, the nigga black, the nigga black, the nigga I'm black and I'm brown, I'm black and I'm brown, I'm black and I'm brown, I'm black and I'm brown. You got to say, they want the black. Cause I'm black, nigga the black, the black, I can never be white, the white. Shake, if your leg, wiggle, lift your leg, bounce, lift your leg, hustle, lift your leg, if your leg is around, let me see you put your hands up. Let me see you put your, if your leg is around, let me see you put your hands up. Put your hands up, black. Make that booty go round and round. I'm Louis Vuitton Brown. Make that booty go round and round. I'm Louis Vuitton Brown.
All right, my bad. Sorry, but I'm back. Happy Friday. Happy Educational Friday to everybody in the building. Y'all get in here and get the likes up on the video. Why I feel like I'm looking down. I don't know why. I got to fix my life. But either way, shout out to everybody in the building. Hell all over the place. It don't even matter. Get on in here. We got a show. Girl, hold on. Hold on, girl. Hold on. What's going on with Fat Joe? Oh. Hold on, y'all. What's going on with Fat Joe? So they saying that Fat Joe now is being sued by an ex-hype man? You mean some Flavor Flav type of dude? About to take down Fat Joe for allegedly essaying minors? OMG. What is going on? Didn't I tell y'all yesterday when I got off of here what I said? What did I tell y'all? I said, y'all, gods are falling. I said that. I said they falling right before our eyes, one by one. I sung the song. I remember. Remember I sung the song? I said, the gods go falling one by one. Hurrah, hurrah. They falling. I'm telling you, they falling down to the ground. But I'm telling y'all now, listen, all y'all need to do not get in the way of the universe and the earth repairing itself. All you do is just sit back, watch, and keep your stuff straight. Keep you and yours good. And you're going to be just, listen, you're going to be just fine. But I don't know what's going on with Fat Joe. We was in the middle of toilet paper. Girl, it's going to be so many cases going on. We ain't going to know what, you know what I mean? It's going to be so many cases going on. It's just like they just coming from everywhere. But we'll get to them. We'll get to Fat Joe's his lawsuit. Also, he has responded. His attorneys have responded. We're going to get into what they say and how they say it's a money grab and all types of things. Then we're going to talk about, remember yesterday we spoke about Wendy Williams and her husband filing his lawsuit against the conservatory or the conservatorship. Well, Wendy spoke out and said that she ain't got nothing to do with that. That she don't know what Kevin got going on, but she ain't got nothing to do with that. We'll get into that. We'll also get into R. Kelly been scratching and surviving, trying to get up out of jail, and the judge keep denying his bond. They denied him again any sort of release. as far as him trying to get out saying that the feds is after him. And then we also got to get into the rest of that toilet paper lawsuit that we was reading down to the ground yesterday. And I hope y'all learned something about workplace harassment and labor laws and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? When you understand a whole lot about this whole 40-hour work week, this whole labor thing, this whole job, you know how y'all go clock in every day. When you understand the connection between that, World War, it's a whole other thing. Let's move on. But while we're here, y'all get the likes up on the video. They got 130 likes and 336 people in the building. That's nowhere near enough. I need you guys to get the likes up on the video immediately, okay? Before we get into the show, we know we got a few honorable mentions that we want to talk about. So y'all get on in here and let's go ahead and talk about it. So first honorable mention, we're going to get into Chris Brown, C Breezy. Remember, they arrested him talking about something that happened in London or the UK, I'm sorry, years ago. And they arrested him off of a charge saying that he never came back for it. Well, he almost missed his tour, but he was able to bond out because at first they didn't want to give him a bail, saying that he was a flight risk, but they ended up giving him a bail. Well, Chris Brown has since then went in and turned himself in, and now he has went in to plead not guilty. So it says Chris Brown pleads not guilty to London nightclub assault of a music producer. It says Chris Brown appeared in court today in the UK and pled not guilty to a charge for grievous bodily harm with intent. The star was accused of assaulting a music producer with a bottle of Don Julio, made a Macafulio, at a London nightclub in February 2023. The incident led to Chris being arrested in May when he arrived to the UK to prepare for his tour performances. The alleged victim claims Chris hit him more than once, allegedly punching and kicking him when he was on the ground. So, okay, Chris done went down now. They let him out on bail. He went back. He done pled not guilty. Chris said he ain't got nothing to do with this. Now, remember, this almost stopped the tour. And I know that I feel like they knew better than that. That's why they hurry up and let him out. Okay? Now, do I think Chris might have popped the man upside the head? Probably. I don't know. However, I feel like he not guilty. Even though I feel like he probably could have popped the man, it's still not guilty for me. So yeah, they trying to stop a big dog, but he said he plead not guilty, and we'll see how this goes. I don't see this being a thing that like turns into a thing. I don't see it, but you know what? It's been crazy nowadays. All of the people is going down to the ground. You never know. Chris, it could be Chris' turn too. Who knows? He could get it too. He ain't no different. Let's really be clear about that. But either way, we'll keep our eyes and ears to the streets on Breezy and what's going on with that. Now, I wanted to show y'all something else. Now, you know, I love my Morning Joce channel because we get to Joce sit up here, talk, drag, you know, have fun, celebrity gossip, do a little political stuff, you know, a little whatever. We get into a dibble dabble into a lot of stuff. But what I love is that we walk away with something. Even if we walk away saying this girl is crazy, we still walk away with something, right? Well, I had let me put it on here, this video that I wanted to share with you guys. And I want to get you guys' take on this. So apparently, there's this Mexican artist who does this podcast with this black girl. Her name is Cleopatra. I don't know if she's FBA or not. And I find that a lot of these conversations tend to be with people who are not FBA, but neither here nor there. They're talking about the N-word and who should be able to use the N-word. And I'm bringing this video to you for educational purposes only, but mostly so you guys can understand history, geography, and the people, how they put themselves into a story that has nothing to do with them. So she's having this conversation. She Nigerian? Is she Nigerian? Somebody said she's not African. Who is the girl? And what is she? That's what I want to know. I'm trying to see something. Anyways, so she is okay, girl. We'll get to it. But either way, she's having a conversation about the F word, the N word. And I find it funny that even if she's not FBA, I find it funny that every time it's time to have this conversation about the N-word, it's always someone who's non-FBA trying to lead that conversation. And that bothers me. And I don't care what color you are. You can be a black non-FBA. What I don't understand is why do non-FBAs feel the need, or non-freedmen, non-indigenous copper color, the people whose ancestors suffered under that term. My question is genuinely, why do you feel the need to be the narrator or the conversation holder about this? This has nothing to do with you. You know, quiet is kept. If I could be completely honest, if we could just have a conversation, shout out to my blacks in the diaspora, but I feel a way when y'all use the N-word too. I feel the way when y'all use the N-word too. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta say that part out loud. And let me tell you why. If you understand geography, if you understand history, and you understand people, you understand that technically you don't really have no out to use that word neither. So I don't really be understanding why y'all be leading the conversations on who can and who can't use the word. I'm so glad I said that, because I just gotta say that part. I'm sorry. And shout out to y'all. Love y'all down to the ground. But girl, who gave y'all the right? This is a real question. This is a real question. You know what I mean? But either way, here's the conversation. I want you guys, now don't get me wrong. Now I will say this. Somebody put that in the comment. It don't weigh the same when somebody who's non-FBA but black say it. It don't weigh the same. Meaning, like when Biggie used the N-word, my nigga. Y'all know how Biggie from Baddies be using it. It don't hurt. It don't sting. It don't. I ain't gonna lie. I be looking at her. I be like this. But it don't sting. It don't. You know what I mean? I gotta be honest. But when Anna Mac or Mariah Lynn, see, when they use it, now I'm looking at you like I know you effing lying. You know what I mean? So you're right. It don't sting. It's just I still do be like this though, girl. You know what I mean? I do be, but I don't, I let you live. You know what I mean? But I just don't understand why they have why they feel like they need to have the conversation with people. But let this be a lesson to you guys. So this clear Latina who's going to say he's going to try to now make himself align with Black Americans so that he can use the N-word. This is what they do. Mind you, this clear Latino, this clear Mexican who's cosplaying as the indigenous, ancient Mayan, and all those other black indigenous people from the land region that we now know as Mexico, these representatives called Mexicans that we see today, what they like to do is double dutch inside of history where it soothes and fit them so that it can, so that it can benefit them. For instance, in order to use the N-word, he's going to say something as asinine as, why wouldn't I be able to use the N-word? The boat just stopped and dropped me off before it dropped you off. Now look at this man and look at me, or look at this man and look at this woman. There's no way, first of all, this whole boat dropped you off first and dropped me off second. Oh, that's a bunch of cap. Let's start there first. But there's no possible way that you want me to believe that this man and me have anything in common. Anything. Now, let's really be clear with these representatives we call Mexicans that we have today. Yes, they have smidges and some bits of Black, indigenous, and some even African ancestry. Because remember, these conquistadors, aka Spaniards, who came over to this land region and turned it into Mexico, that's these people, some of them did procreate in our word with the indigenous people. So they might have a tío or abuela or something like that that's way down the line that might look like me. But let's really be clear. Inside of Mexico, these people practice the same white supremacy and racism that you suffer here in America. Don't ever get that twisted. But what they do, like the Puerto Ricans, like a lot of these other folks, is double dutch in and out of convenience so that they can say, oh, I'm Black when I can want to say the N-word, or I'm Black when I want to say I help create hip hop. Oh, I'm black. But for real, these are conquistadors and Spaniards acting as representatives of the actual people of the landmass of what we now know as Mexico. So let's get into him having this conversation with this suspected tether and watch how he play her. And a lot of people who are ignorant, and when I say ignorant, I don't mean it in a negative term, mean it in a way of not knowing, who are ignorant to the factors of race, ethnicity, culture, and things of that nature. Check this out.
You feel like you could say the N-word?
I feel like I can say it, but not because of that, and I'm gonna tell you why. Mm-hmm. I wish there was some black dudes in here.
Will right there.
And this one right here, not.
Okay, well, we're gonna use him. What the fuck are you gonna do about it, you know? And then second of all, I grew up loving these motherfuckers. I grew up fighting with them. I grew up eating with them. I grew up fucking doing bad shit with them. I grew up loving with them. You know, I got family. And it's not even about family. Even if I wasn't related to nobody, I'm black. I mean, it was shit. It's what the fuck I was surrounded by, you know? Like, I respect people that they feel that way. Mm-hmm. And that's why I try to shut the fuck up about it.
Right.
But if you're from where I'm from or anywhere, what the fuck are you gonna do about it? You know? It's like I don't went to the jungle and earned the lion's head. Mm-hmm. You know?
I feel like a lot of people that are from Latino descent here in New York feel that same way. Mm-hmm. The Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans.
I mean, shit, y'all just, I mean, and not even trying to justify, but shit, y'all just got dropped off before us. That's all it is.
Y'all got dropped off first. It's crazy.
We from the same boat.
Do you feel like you could say the N-word?
Did you see what just happened there? Are y'all paying attention to what just happened there? So originally, he starts off saying, well, I can say it because I grew up around these MFers. We played together. We skated together. We hung out together. Then he went into, oh, but I got family. But he caught himself. Oh, but, you know, even if I didn't have family. See, and let me just say this. This right here thinking breeds or is bred in places like New York and California, and maybe some places in Florida, I'm not sure. And people outside of those places really, we really don't like y'all for that. Because y'all allowed this type of thinking. Like this dude on this podcast said, what the F are you going to do about it? I've heard people in New York say that same thing too. I've heard people in the South say it. I just have seen things happen afterwards to have them recanting the same statement. You see what I'm saying? Like, he went from, oh, well, I grew up with him to, oh, but I'm friends with him, and to, oh, but that's kind of like my past. We went to school together, and oh, my aunt, she married one, to, well, I can do it. I'm Latino. How Tariq Nasheed be saying I'm white and I'm say so because I'm Latina or Latino and I said so. That's why he went into what the F are you going to do about it? But then to soften that, because he really don't want the backlash, now he wants you to think that we're all one and the same. Mind you, they are just as racist, sometimes even more racist to the black people in Mexico that you don't know about. They are just as racist, if not sometimes even more racist to those people. But now he's going to say the difference is the boat dropped me off first and then it dropped you off. You mean to tell me and this man have the same ancestry? And the ignorance of Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Mexicans, all these Spaniards, all these conquistadors who have slid into the identity of the real black indigenous people of those lands. These people have literally put on their identity and put it on as a mask. And black Americans are walking around blind, not knowing that that's not the real Mexican. That's not the real Dominican. That's not the real, you get it? Are we tracking? That's not the real Cuban. That's not the real. Listen, I need you to understand what I'm trying to say to you. I need you to understand what I'm trying to say to you. I need you to understand what it is I'm trying to portray and explain to you. These are not the real people. There are people from these lands who look like me and they look like you. These people that you see that have been gallivanting all across the Americas are representatives, half-breeds, octoroons, quadroons, Straight up, some of them straight up clear people in Spaniards who have accents. You want to know examples? Mariah Lynn. You want to know examples? Gretchen. You get it? Some of them straight up clear people who grew up in the culture so they have the accent. They're playing in your face, cosplaying as black when convenient. You get it? Because I bet you can't go in they neighborhoods and call them none of their slurs. And I know a few of them. I know a lot of them, actually. You know what I'm saying? I bet you can't go in his neighborhood and use his slang words or they racial epithets. I bet you can't do that. But he on a podcast with black women, and not even if it was black men, because most of us are ignorant to the idea of what's actually happening. We've been lied to and played with, baby. I need y'all to understand that. We've been lied to and played with. These are not the real people. They are representative, and no, you don't get to use the N-word. And all that, what the F are you going to do about it? Keep that shit on 108th Street. Keep that shit in places where they count the streets with numbers. Where the street, they got so many streets, they start naming them by numbers. Keep that shit up there. Because see down here where they got actual names of families that's on the street and people on old governors and old, you know what I'm saying? Old Confederate army people, names on the cities and old KKK people, names on the libraries. You know where we live around here. Keep that shit up there where the streets got the numbers on them. Because if you bring that shit down here, that what the F, by the time he get what the F are you gonna do about it won't even make it out. Because we understand the difference. See, we didn't grow up around y'all. We didn't grow up in the delusion and the lies that y'all were told to us. We understand the difference. It's a lot of our brothers and sisters on the East and the West Coast that's confused, but don't worry about it. We working on them. We understand the difference. Keep that shit up there on 105th Street. I'm telling you now. Keep that shit up there on 116th. Or whatever street, however y'all count them up there. Keep that shit up there. But be mindful of that, bro. Be mindful of that. These people is very, very slick. Very slick. Very, 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 very slick. Very slick. You want to see a black Mexicans? They got them. Go to Texas. You wouldn't know they're Mexican until they start speaking. They got black Mexicans. You want to see them? They out there. Go to Houston. Go to Dallas. Go to Beaumont. They out there. You'll never know it till you start asking them. You Mexican? Oh, see. Go out there. Y'all remember that video where the man heard the lady in Family Dollar? And he understood what she was saying in Spanish? Mm-hmm. They out there. Trust me. Let's move on. All right. Now, I want to get into this R. Kelly thing really quickly. So, R. Kelly, we know, have been trying to get out of jail for a while now. I guess since Trump had been doing pardons, R. Kelly has been doing everything he can to hurry up and get out. He done said that the people in there trying to unalive him. He says the feds. R. Kelly done any and everything he can do to get up out of jail. And it seems like the people keep denying him, girl. So one of the things that happened, it says, according to reports, is R. Kelly is terrified of being released from prison. According to his legal team, it says Attorney Nicole Blank Becker tells TMZ that the 57-year-old broke down in tears during a call, saying he feared for his life. And held behind bars. He's emotional. And he cried intermittently on the phone call. Becker said again, out of fear for his life. So he want to get out of jail, but he's over here saying, listen, I'm so scared. They in here trying to poison me. They trying to unalive me. It's so much going on. Lord, please get me out of here. But also I'm scared to get out. So basically, if you believe him, then, oh my God, this is horrible. If you don't believe it, you feel like, girl, he's laying it on thick. But honestly, if I want to get out of jail, I'll be doing all of this too. Okay. So R. Kelly him and his lawyers have been working overtime. Do you hear me? To get him out of jail. Well, I think they finally was able to reach the judge, and he ended up saying that no, he's not gonna let him out. Let's get into it, y'all. So it goes to say, it says, a federal judge in Chi-Town said no to R. Kelly's request for home detention during, ruling she doesn't have the power to touch on his lawyer's claim that the feds are out to take him out in prison. So it says earlier this month, Kelly's legal team filed an emergency motion asking for him to be released ASAP, saying his life's on the line while he's serving that hefty 30-year sentence for some serious sex crimes. They said his old cellmate at the federal lockup in Chicago teamed up with prison officials to swipe the letters he was sending to his attorneys and pass them off to prosecutors before his trial on child PORN charges, trying to turn his ex-girlfriend against him. His lawyers also claimed that prison officials got a fellow inmate who rose with the Aryan Brotherhood to take him out in the North Carolina joint to keep him from spilling the tea on the mail snatching and turning witness against him. So that's what they're saying is happening. And the judge is like, yeah, nah, we're not going to do that. So this is the thing. R. Kelly is alleging a lot. He basically saying the feds trying to get me. I get it, y'all moving me, but now they got people from racial gangs. Like he's using all the racial stuff. He uses any and everything he can to get this judge to say that I can let you out. But what the judge is saying is, I don't have the jurisdiction to basically rule over letting you out if you saying some federal stuff is happening here. Like I don't have the jurisdiction for that. Now, I'm going to be honest. Do I believe all of this is happening? Do I believe that they were sabotaging him when he was on trial? Yes. Do I believe that they could still be sabotaging him? Possibly. Do I believe all of this is happening the way that they say it's happening? Yes and no. I believe that he's landed on thick to get out, which I don't blame him for doing. But I also feel like, it's possible. I don't know. If you're an R. Kelly fan and you want him out, the judge said, no, he can't come home. That's all I got for you with that. As far as R. Kelly, I'm pretty sure his team gonna go back to the drawing board. He must be paying them a lot of money because they've really been out here working hard trying to get him out of jail. They've coming up with everything they can. I don't know how it's gonna work for him, but he got 30 years. And let me say this as well. Remember, although R. Kelly belongs in jail, remember, he was the first person that we put in jail off our emotions when technically, per what they tried to charge him with, he shouldn't have been in there. But off our emotions, one of them, mine included, we put him in there. That's all I'm saying. Take that information and do with it as you please. But he trying to get out. I don't know if it's going to work out for him, love. We'll see. Let's move on. Now, I wanted to get into Wendy Williams. So y'all remember we talked about Wendy Williams yesterday. So apparently her husband, oh, no, not this yet. So apparently her husband filed, the reports came out saying that Wendy and her husband filed a lawsuit against Wendy's conservatorship. It literally said Wendy Williams and husband Kevin Hunter, right? Well, Wendy heard this news and Wendy came out and said, the lies you tell. Shout out to Wendy. How you doing? Free Wendy. Shout out to my girl, Wendy Williams. Wendy said the lies is in the details and the devil is in your face and his name is Kevin Hunter. Wendy said that is a lie. She said she's denying any or having any involvement in ex-husband $250 million lawsuit against her guardianship or her guardian and says it's a money grab. It says neighbors, Wendy Williams is not here for her ex-husband Kevin Hunter filing a $250 million lawsuit and listing her as a plaintiff in the case. How legally can he do that if they're not married? And that's what I was asking you yesterday. If he's not legally married to her, how can he then sue on her behalf? Because legally, if they are divorced, then he's no longer in the family as next of kin. So how does he even file such paperwork on her behalf? But when they said yesterday that both of them was filing, and I said, okay, that makes sense. Maybe, you know what I mean? The lesser of two evils. But now she's saying I don't have nothing to do with it. I'm trying to figure out who he know at the courthouse that allowed him to file this like that. You know what I mean? I'm just asking. So it goes on to say, she claims she has no idea why her name is being listed and didn't even know the lawsuit was being filed. According to TMZ, she says she's not surprised given his money grubbing past. She calls the desperate attempt at a cash grab. She calls this a desperate attempt at a cash grab. If you recall, Kevin filed a $250 million suit claiming Wendy was being taken advantage of and held in involuntary confinement. He also requests that Sabrina Morrissey be released from her duties as Wendy's guardian. Wendy's legal team even responded to the suit, explaining that they didn't need any help from Kevin or his legal team. Are y'all surprised? So now that Wendy is saying she has absolutely nothing to do with this, now I'm sitting over here having so many questions about this penal system and this court system. But then secondly, I'm asking, first of all, it's not surprising that Kevin would do this. I mean, he's done worse. Let's really be clear. He's done way worse. I don't know why he thought he was going to file this lawsuit and she wasn't going to find out. I don't know what was going through his head. I don't know. Either way, Wendy says she ain't got nothing to do with that, and he's just trying to grab her money too. And this is why I was saying, if I were Wendy, because I value time and my I value time more than anything. If I were Wendy, girl, I'll walk away from all of it. Girl, anybody, but I will go and be a regular schmegular person, girl, and walk away from it all. Because it seemed like the devil is pulling Wendy every which way, everybody trying to get her money. And it's sick. It's really sick. It's really sick. She really could start over. And that's the thing. Wendy can start over and literally create a whole new career and just do something different. It don't have to be as much as harsh. Wendy has fans. Wendy is infamous. Wendy is going to go down in the greats of whatever conversation you having. Whatever conversation you're having when you talk about talk show, celebrity gossip, however you want to classify her, she is one of the greats. Rather you love her or hate her, she's one of the greats. She will go down in infamy. People will be modeling their careers after Wendy Williams in 100 years. Okay? And I'm pretty sure there was a Wendy Williams that existed eons before now, because the world is a big circle. It recycles itself. But I'm saying this to say, like, this makes more sense that Wendy has nothing to do with it. But like I said, I also want to know, how in the world is he able to go down there and file a lawsuit on her behalf? They are not married. They have no connections together. And whoever filed this, Wendy, if I were you and your team, I would be looking into that. Everybody running behind your money, Wendy. Like, girl, you could get more money. You can get more money. I can't tell Wendy that. That lady worked her whole life for her career and her money. Who am I? But either way, my prayers are with Wendy. # free Wendy. Shout out to Wendy. And I'm glad your team was able to catch this and snatch it right back out of him and make sure that he can't do this crap no more. Okay. Now we got to move on, y'all. Get the likes up on the video, please. Please and thank you. Get the likes up. Chocolate Bunny, thank you for the super chat. Good morning, Voodoo. Did you speak about that Zulu special on Netflix yet? Everything you spoke about is so true. They sold the culture. No, I didn't know Zulu. I didn't know there was a Zulu special on Netflix. No, I did not. I had no clue. But thank you for letting me know. But I will be checking it out. I was in the middle of watching that Peter Nygard documentary on Max. Yeah, I'm starting to learn a lot about that Peter Nygard guy. And now it's making more sense about Daphne too. We gonna deal with it. We gonna deal with it. Now let's move on, girl. Let's move on. We gonna deal with it. We gonna deal with it. Because now I'm starting to look. Everything, listen, this is what let me just say this. I'm watching this documentary on Peter Nygard. Peter Nygard is the clear man who allegedly is the person, who allegedly is the person that Daphne Joy allegedly had come from. Now, Daphne Joy is the baby mama of 50 Cent. Okay. Not only the baby mama of 50 Cent, she's also allegedly Jane Doe in the Diddy case, the one that just got off the stand. Okay. The gag is, I told y'all I have a conspiracy theory, because that's all it is a theory. But I have a conspiracy theory that Daphne Joy, who I believe to be Jane Doe, was actually sent by Peter Nygard, who could be possibly some sort of Mecca or home station for breeding these girls that they send into these spaces for specific reasons. Like, what do I mean by that? And it's just a conspiracy theory. I believe that they breed those girls that they send after athletes, those clear girls that go get all those athletes and get pregnant. I believe they breed those women. Yes, I do. I believe those women are bred and they are taught from little bitty what to do. I believe that if you think that all this stuff is happening by happenstance, then you foolish. But I also believe that there's somewhere that's breeding all these hoes too. You feel what I'm saying? And they sent out there for a reason. This is a conspiracy theory, but it is what it is. I believe that Daphne was bred from that Peter Nygard camp, and the reason why he was able to be in the world spreading herpes from the 60s all throughout the 2000s, from the 99 and the 2000s, from herpes from the 60s. I think the reason he was able to last so long and do as much as he did and not get in trouble like that, like Hugh Hefner and a lot of these other clears, Epstein and all them, is because they are placed here for a purpose. And that's why they ain't gonna never get in trouble. You get it? See, it's hard to be held accountable when you undercover. That's my conspiracy theory, though. So I don't know. That's a conspiracy theory. Pay me no mind. I just be talking. Oh, one more thing before we move on to with the R. Kelly situation. R. Kelly also asked to be on house arrest, and he was denied that as well. It says a federal judge in Chicago rejected R. Kelly's request to be removed from prison and placed on home detention. As reports by CBS, the judge stated she lacked jurisdiction to address his attorney's allegations that federal authorities conspired against him. Okay, so that's the same place. Basically, he wanted to be on house arrest instead of finish his term there. And she said she can't do it. She don't have the jurisdiction. But yeah, I do believe these women are bred. Let's move on. Now, I want to get into Fat Joe. So, Fat Joe, the Hispanic clear agent, I think he's straight up clear. That's what I think. Y'all think? I think he might have a little pinch of Hispanic, maybe a pinch of some sort of melanin somewhere in them. But I think, in my opinion, I believe Fat Joe is straight up clear. Especially when I see the old pictures. But either way, let's go with Hispanic, alleged Hispanic. But Fat Joe has been accused, honey, of R-wording, S-A-ing minors. Yes, sir. Yes, he has. Whoa, yes, he has. And we're going to get into it. Now, we all know Fat Joe from a recent situation. Fat Joe recently came out and called himself trying to go up against FBA, saying that we a bunch of broke niggas. We say we a cult and a bunch of broke niggas, or whatever the case may be. But don't worry about it. We packed him up right quick. Got him up out of here. He was supposed to host the BET Awards. We made him get that over the 2 Chainz. Let 2 Chisel get it. You know what I'm saying? He went up there and I don't know what happened. We don't even watch it. But even though we don't watch it, we still off the cuff was like, get him up out of here. So we packed him up like the Sandman. Got him up out of here. Let 2 Chainz host the BET Awards and let him sit back and look stupid. Now, mind you, Fat Joe has made an entire career off of using the N-word under the same pretenses that Mexican I just showed y'all was using the N-word. Oh, we all the same. We all the same. We all the same. He's such a con artist and such a damn actor. This cracker, Fat Joe, was on his internet telling people he was Puerto Rican. Turns out he ain't even Puerto Rican. They say he Cuban. Turns out he ain't even Cuban. I told y'all what he is. He's a clear man with a tan. Okay? So anyway, after we packed him up, got him up out of here, he been trying to make, rear his little ugly head. He had a whack-ass podcast with one of them weird-ass niggas from New York who think we all the same under this black and brown coalition. And it didn't go nowhere because we didn't care. Well, recently, the ex-hype man done came out and said, Fat Joe, big, fat, funky, raw pig smelling ass was round here allegedly essaying and messing with children. 15 allegedly, 16 allegedly years old. And I said, I know you motherfucking lying to me. He did what? And they said, yeah, Vu. They say allegedly. Now, I don't know. I didn't say it because I didn't say this. This is what they said. So don't come over here. I'm just telling y'all what they said. Now, the people is around here saying that this is true, that he's nasty and he's disgusting. And I said, ew, it stinks from all the way over here. But I wasn't sure. You know what I mean? So I said, let's just go put it up and see what's going on. And we're going to get into a little bit of it. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to Fat Joe. Somebody say oink, oink. So if Fat Joe got fans, we gonna call them the Earnkers. Shout out to Fat Joe and the Earnkers. If you're from New Orleans, hi boy around on the Earnkers. Shout out to them. But we about to get into what's going on. So it says, Fat Joe's former hype man officially files a $20 million lawsuit accusing Fat Joe of having sex with what? With little people. But not them, the ones littler than them. Paying for a 15-year-old girl's BBL, forcing him to participate in humiliating sex acts. Loose-wristed, forcing him to participate in humiliating sex acts, and more. More than 4,000 sex acts to maintain his standing. What? Now they say DJ Khaled and them loose-wristed, but I ain't know it was you too, Terror Squad Joe. We'll see. What is going on, Joseph? What is happening? Joseph, is there anything you would like to say? And I believe it. I believe it. I don't know if it's true, but I believe it. You know what I mean? But let's get into it. Oh, I also have an article too. It says, this is crazy. Fat Joe's former hype man has officially hit him with a $20 million lawsuit filled with the details claimed of pedo coercion, trafficking, and more. Y'all starting to hear that coercion word a lot, ain't you? As we reported, Fat Joe's former hype man, Terrence T.A. Dixon, originally made these claims publicly on social media earlier this year. That resulted in Fat Joe suing him for defamation in late April. Joe's lawsuit stated that Dixon's claims were criminal conspiracy for cash. Well, instead of dropping those claims, Dixon decided to up the stakes, filing a new bombshell lawsuit on Thursday. According to Variety, this new lawsuit says Fat Joe took part in coercive labor exploitation, financial fraud, manipulation, violent intimidation, and psychological coercion, with claims that Rock Nation helped cover it all up. Most shockingly, it details alleged relations with minors. Dixon says he personally witnessed Fat Joe, big fat funky nasty ass, engage in relations with children who were 15 and 16 years old. The suit mentions 3 Jane Does and alleged Joe would do things like pay phone bills, give cash or clothes in exchange for oral, you know what, from a 16-year-old Dominican girl. And you know why I know he ain't lying? Because that's how them niggas used to do back in the 90s. It says it also accuses him of sleeping with a 15-year-old overseas and flying her to states multiple times. It's alleged that at some point Joe paid for the girl's BBL because her body wasn't fully formed. Now, a lot of people are like, that don't make sense. How can a 15-year-old get a BBL? I want all you black women to stop being slavery slow and Jim Crow stupid. Y'all know good and well, y'all getting illegal BBLs every 5 seconds of the day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. What we have come to realize under BBL culture is money talks and bullshit runs a marathon. So stop acting like it's impossible for Fat Joe to find a doctor to give a 15-year-old a BBL. Y'all, most of y'all BBLs was illegal. So why he can't get a 15-year-old a BBL? Can we talk? Most of y'all BBLs was illegal. So why he can't get a 15-year-old a BBL? Y'all get the acting crazy now. I need y'all to come on back to reality. Y'all get the acting crazy. Y'all start forgetting and get the acting crazy. Come on now. Like, oh, that doesn't make sense. How can he get a 15-year girl if you don't go lay? Moving on. So where was I? Okay, so it says that he flew overseas to multiple states multiple times. It alleged that at some point Joe paid for the girl's BBL because her body wasn't fully formed. Dixon says Joe was in love with Jane Doe 3 and allegedly wanted to leave his wife for her, paying all of her bills, flying her to tour stops, and putting her up in condos near his home. Dixon and his lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn, oh Lord, allegedly have a recorded phone call of Jane Doe 3 talking about Joe to her cousin. So they got her talking about Fat Joe to her cousin on the phone call. Dixon claimed that he was also forced to participate in 4,000 sex acts and humiliating rituals and situations. Well, they didn't say rituals, they said situations, including sex acts performed under duress and surveillance, accompanied in foreign countries if he refused compliance. Trafficking, RICO. He said he only submitted to take part due to the death threats and fear of losing his career. Allegedly, there are recordings. Do we see a pattern here? More coercion, more fear, more illegal sex trafficking. The gods go falling one by one, hurrah, hurrah. They coming down. The wall, like, you know how the walls of Jericho came falling down? They coming down. I keep telling y'all is crazy. Listen. Now, I don't know if any of this is true, but it doesn't surprise me if it is, and I believe it because a lot of these people be having a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that you don't know nothing about. Just like you got stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't know about because we don't know you and we not around you every day. It's the same thing, but put access and money and fame into the situation. Now you've just escalated that. I think that, first of all, especially in Fat Joe's era, them old dudes been messing with 15 and 16-year-old girls. As a matter of fact, unfortunately, back in my day, it was even acceptable. Let's really be clear about it. When I was younger, it was acceptable to be 15, 16 years old messing with a nigga who was 30. It was. It is what it is. But that don't go like that no more, okay? And I believe that men like Fat Joe, who was doing it then, I believe some of them are still doing it now, and you can't do that, and that's the problem. Now, hold on. Before I move forward, I want to pull up this article. Really quickly, because I want to get into this Terrence A. Dixon guy. I want you guys to see him. Because in the end, girl, you wanna go another round. Says you want another round. Whatever he be saying, I used to want you and her and her and her. Let's get into Terrence A. Dixon, honey. So Terrence A. Dixon, now this is a hype man who filed the lawsuit. Let's scroll down. Who is he, child? This the man right here. Hold on, let me close this. I hate when they do it. But this is the guy right here, if you can see in the background right here. This is Terrence A. Gibson. He looks like Master P little brother if he had an older one. But either way, this is the man allegedly, this is the man who allegedly filed the lawsuit against Fat Joe. Now, this man is alleging that Fat Joe made him perform over 4,000. I wonder when did he start counting and how did he keep up? You know what I mean? But over 4,000 sex acts. And he said that he can prove, he said he can prove because they got messages and voice and all that stuff, or whatever the case may be. They're alleging that that this is the person that saw him do all of that, right? Again, I don't know if it's true. This is what they said. Don't quote me, okay? So this is the picture that's going around saying that that's him. And he's alleging a lot of horrible things. When he talk about things such as, look, the lawsuit details years of alleged abuse, including sexual coercion, under duress, surveillance-based humiliation, and forced participation in acts he says that he never consented to. It says that these acts are not private, incidental, or isolated, and the complaint alleges that. I'm sorry. It also claims Fat Joe used his influence to silence and control those around him. Even more shocking are Dixon's allegations that he witnessed Fat Joe engaging in acts with underage girls, right? Then the lawsuit names 3 alleged minors. They named the minors and included graphic descriptions. Fat Joe has denied the allegations brought by Dixon. Hold on, before we get to that. This Dixon dude is going into detail, talking about stuff that he specifically witnessed. Not only that, he's naming names. He's been his hype man for 16 years. He's naming people. So if he's naming people, then that means they have to contact these people, which means if this is all a bunch of cap, these girls will come out and say, I don't know what he's talking about. There's nothing like that happening. But it doesn't seem like that's what's happening here. But it wouldn't surprise me. None of this would surprise me if it is true. I believe it because I don't put nothing past any of these doggone celebrities. None of them. Like, not any of them. But it wouldn't surprise me. Now, I want to get into Fat Joe's response. So Fat Joe responded to this and denied the allegations, right? It says the allegations against Mr. How do you say his last name? Cartagena? I don't know how to say his last name. Are complete fabrications. Lies intended to damage his reputation and force a settlement through public pressure, said his lawyer, Joe Tacopina. Per Variety, Mr. Cartagena will not be intimidated. Oh, we saw that. We saw how that worked for Shannon Sharp. Dixon's lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn, who has a history of filing lawsuits against celebrities, told The Independent, Fat Joe is Sean Combs minus the Tootsie. Oh, my God. Not Sean Combs minus the Tootsie. He learned nothing from his 2013 federal conviction. We didn't just sue a disgruntled former employee trying to revive a false claim from 15 years ago. We sued the lawyer behind it all, said Tacopina, adding that Blackburn is under scrutiny for unethical legal conduct. So basically, Fat Joe's attorney is saying that they're not only suing the people, they suing the lawyer too, because he's doing too much. Because they saying that this is all cap. That's what they're saying. This is the right way to fight Joe, through the system. You can't fight him no other way, Dixon told Variety. Joe thinks he's a god. Joe thinks he's untouchable. So I don't know. Listen, hold on. Get me back. Let me put y'all back on this screen, because hold on really quickly. I'm going to be completely honest. If there are girls that can come forward and say that they messed with Fat Joe, then I believe it. But just for YouTube purposes, I believe it anyway. Because I don't like him, and I don't care. So yeah, I believe it. But either way, this is what the lawsuit has been saying. We don't know how true this is. We don't know what's going on, but I don't know. What do you think? Do y'all believe that Fat Joe did this? I do. But then you're just being biased because you don't like him. I believe it. You can't. I'm not wrong for what I believe. You can't make me feel like, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Like, girl, bye. I believe it. And he built funny like an egg. So I really believe it because he built like an egg. That's number one reason why I believe it. Now, moving on, I want y'all to see this. Hold on. Oh, I want y'all to show y'all this too. So, hold on. Who this? Okay, never mind. I thought I had something else to show y'all. Now, I'm going to be, listen, these lawsuits are coming down. And let me just say this, outside of how I personally feel about Fat Joe, we got to be honest. A lot of these lawsuits are very identical. A lot of them look the same. A lot of them sound the same rhetoric, same force, coercion, violence. Only one is different is toilet paper. And we about to read a little bit more of that. Everybody else's lawsuit is kind of copy paste, just erase the name and the date and put a new name and date in it. But We got to be completely honest. Even if it's copy and paste, a lot of that stuff is really happening in Hollywood. Like a lot of that stuff is really happening. A lot of it is. So we can't discount that part of it either. We'll just watch. We just got to sit back and watch. We just got to sit back and watch. Somebody asked, was Fat Joe at the freak off? Girl, could you imagine being at a freak off and look up and you see either Fat Joe or TD or even Turley people, even with the big dick? Cut. I quit. I got to go to the bathroom. I'm getting sick. I can hear Diddy, stay in the light, voodoo. What? Stay in the light. Okay. Look, could you imagine in the middle of the freak off, like, oh yeah, girl, yeah. And then you peek out that eye and it's Turley paper or TD or Fat Joe. I quit. Cut. Breathe, bitch. All right, my bad. Stay in the light. Okay, sorry. Girl, I would throw the whole doggone freak off away. Do you hear me? Throw the whole freak off away at this point. But anyway, now we got to get back into this Turley paper situation because that was interesting. Now, you guys, we were reading the Turley paper situation and his lawsuit because the people had them filed this lawsuit against Turley paper. Hold on, let me get them on here. Now, allegedly, this is what they said. Don't come at me. I didn't say it. So don't come over here asking because I didn't say none of this. Now, the people is going around saying that allegedly Turley paper was over there using roles in that whack ass show or any of them whack ass shows that y'all watch over there on BET. That basically that those people, let me get them up here, were only getting those roles if they giving up a little booty. Okay? So legend has it, and according to lawsuits, the people are saying that young men were allegedly being chosen or selected to go into Turley Paper's auditions where allegedly if they gave up a little booty, they would get a big career. Okay, if they didn't give up a little booty, then their character gets unalived off like Ricky on Boys in the Hood. Now I'm starting to think, did Ricky get popped upside the head on Boys in the Hood because he didn't want to give up a little booty? Now I'm starting to wonder about all of our greats who got popped in the movies. What done happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, did Simba get thrown off the mountain and trampled over by a whole pack of hyenas because he didn't want to give up a little booty in the special? I'm questioning everything because you're not going to make me believe that Turley Paper was the first person to come out and give up roles for booty, okay? You're not going to make me believe that. All these people getting killed off these shows, what happened? Is this why James Evans couldn't come back to Good Times? This is a real question. People have questions all around the world as to what be really going on behind these scenes. See, we on this side enjoying the show. We don't know what these people got to go through to stay on the screen. Now, you feel me? Like, for real. Did Kane get killed in Boys in the Hood? Not Boys in the Hood, in Menace to Society because he didn't give up a little booty? Like, what's tea? But anyway, it's not even about that for me. I think for me it is, first of all, this is a Black man who's made an entire brand and career off of Black women and the pains and ills, and he's found a way to strategically pull on the heartstrings of Black women. I know he did a masterpiece this last one because he almost got me, and I'm a hard bitch to crack. He almost got me, so I know. You feel me? Now, Turley Paper been around here giving out roles after using us and our storyline. I don't know why but I've been showed y'all that they've been sneaking them clear people in our story anyway, because I don't know if y'all recall, but at first, Toilet Paper, when he used to do them whack ass stage plays, at first Toilet Paper used to be black people because it's black church, black, but he started slowly but surely creeping them in, and now in my opinion, his darkest, nastiest, freakiest fantasies are being played right before our eyes. Now you wonder why every time you turn on a Toilet Paper production, it's some clear person or some man getting bent over. You can't watch nothing. Every time you turn around, somebody getting bent over the doggone, the desk, the couch, whatever. And I'm tired of seeing it. Okay? I'm tired of seeing it. And I don't care if it's male on male, female on female, me. I don't care if it's TS on TS. I'm tired of seeing all of it. Okay? But anyway, I don't watch it. So either way, it seems to me Toilet Paper were living out his fantasies through his TV shows while using the struggle of the black woman to line his pockets. And by the way, he's paying this clear man way more money than all of the black women, most of the black women, I'll say, on his set, whose story he's utilizing to become rich and famous. But this is your king. This is your God. This is your king. This is your God. Not even realizing, this is what I tell you guys, all your faves practice a thing called capitalism. The thing that makes them rich and famous is the very thing that makes you poor and destitute. See, in order for them to be great, you have to be nothing. So I don't understand why you praise your oppressors. I will never understand it. But either way, Toilet Paper in this lawsuit, this clear man done laid out in detail all types of things. Now, you're not going to see a lot of violence so far. We haven't heard a lot of violence. We haven't heard a lot of things. But what we have heard with a lot of facts, federal laws that we read yesterday, we read federal laws that were literally and directly violated by Toilet Paper because as a boss, owner, CEO, supervisor, manager, shift leader, I don't care what it is, there are things called ethics on a job. And ethics prevent things such as people in the higher ups dating or having unprofessional relationships with people in the lowers, okay? In this situation, Toilet Paper being the owner of Toilet Paper Productions, he can't be in there fraternizing and sleeping with and tricking on the people who work for him. It's against federal law. Okay? So that's what this man is detailing in his lawsuit. He don't have to put 20 on 10 and say, I got hit in the back of the head. He don't have to put 20 on 10 and say, Toilet Paper told me if I don't do it, he gonna ram my head through the concrete. He ain't got to do that. He already got a case. I work for you. You the boss. You tried me. You wrong. Open and shut case. I'm the employee, you the employer. The moment you were inappropriate with me, you were in the wrong. Open, shut, case. Only thing we over here dealing with is how much is he gonna lose at this point. At this point, the only thing this clear man is worried about is how much he's gonna win. So let's really let that be clear. Now, into the lawsuit, we spoke about how Toilet Paper had done groomed the man. And when I say groom, now let me not know he didn't groom. Let me back it up. He didn't groom. Well, you can see how Toilet Paper was taking his time and strategically doing things to put the man in position, and how he was strategically placed in certain positions in order to be in the vicinity of Toilet Paper. I've been learning the same thing with the Peter Nygard situation. So what's happening here is this clear man, Derek Dixon, was hired through an event coordinating company, allegedly, and this company hired him to do an event for Toilet Paper. The owner of said company happens, quote unquote, just so happened coincidentally to be really good friends with Toilet Paper. So the man hires Derek Dixon over here to work for as an event at his event, basically doing like waiting tables or bartending or something. And then randomly, coincidentally, the man who owned the event coordinating company pulled Derek Dixon aside and say, "You are really cute. Do you act? You gotta be an actor." And Derek was like, "Oh my God, no, act. God, no." And he's like, "Oh my God, you know what? If you don't act, you have the perfect face and perfect everything for an actor. You should call my friend Tyler Perry. He owns a little cute little studio thing over here. You should go over there and check him out." And Derek was like, "Oh my God, why not?" So then Derek calls or hit up Tyler, toilet paper. Nope, my bad, back up. Skirt. Event happens, and coincidentally, toilet paper just couldn't help but notice this ray of sunshine. This tall glass of cold, ice cold pet milk in the corner named Derek Dixon, looking like a big old clear statue of an angel spilling holy water into a pine or a fountain or something like that. That's how I looked at the toilet paper. And he couldn't help but see the beauty and the ray of sunshine on this man's face. So he couldn't help but tread over there and say, "Hey, you beautiful sir, you look like you should be an actor." And Derek was like, "Oh my God, why are you saying this? You're like the second person to say this. OMG, this is crazy." And toilet paper was like, "No, seriously. Like, have you seen you're like statuesque? Like, you're amazing." And Derek was like, "Oh my God, that's crazy." And then toilet paper was like, "So what would you like out of life?" And Derek was like, "Well, I want to be an actor. I want to be a producer. I want to sleep with billionaires." And toilet paper said, "Stop. Say less. Take my number, Derek. Call me for an audition." And Derek said, "Okay." So Derek took the little number, folded it up. You know how women do. Put it in his bosom. "See you later, toilet. Bye. See ya." You know what I mean? And then toilet paper went on about his business. Well, later after that, the quote unquote event coordinator who hired Derek Dixon, who coincidentally just so happened to be really good friends with toilet paper, happened to have another event and just coincidentally called Derek and was like, "Oh my God, Derek, it's so crazy you're here. You're going to live a long time." And Derek was like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And then the event coordinator was like, "Toilet paper want to see you." And he was like, "For real?" And he was like, "Yes. Where does he want to see me?" "He want to fly you out to LA for an audition." Long story short, because I don't want to be too long on this, Derek flies to LA, where him and toilet paper begin to be very inappropriate behind the scenes. Toilet paper hitting him up, "Derek, I want to see your booty. Ooh, Derek, you're so thick. Derek, you walk into the water fountain with him. Ew, I'll kill him off the show tomorrow. I don't like him, Derek. Ew, Derek." And Derek is just like, "Toilet, relax. I'm not here for any of this. I'm just here for my career, toilet. So please relax." Because see, in Derek's mind, he said that he didn't know none of this was sexual. He thought that this was all just toilet paper being nice, okay? So then he said toilet paper hit him up one day and was like, "You should come by." And Derek was like, "Well, I'm not doing anything. Just tooted up in the bed. Why not?" So then Derek gets in the car and get over there. Said he was going over there to audition and show off his talents. And when he got there, he didn't show off nothing but how much Julio he can guzzle down in 30 seconds. So long story short, Derek couldn't drive home because toilet paper wouldn't dare have him risk his life. So he put him down into another hall down the street, and all throughout the night, because Derek couldn't find no clothes, he had no nothing to put on, he decided to sleep in his drawers. And he said every time he tossed and turned, all he heard down the hall was, "Derek, Derek. And he said he thought he was dreaming. So he jumped up out of his sleep and he wiped his eyes and he looked around and he didn't see nothing. He said, and he gasped for air. He went to the side of his nightstand, grabbed a glass of water, took a sip, laid down, said his prayers. He said, and before he could take his last gasp so that he can get a good night's sleep, he turned back around, and before he could look up to say, Jesus, amen, thank you for the prayers and thank you for loving me and watching over me, he turned around and all he saw was toilet paper right there, looking crazy, saying, Derek, come out and play. And Derek jumped out of the bed and said, toilet, how dare you? What is this? I didn't sign up for any of this, toilet. I thought I was here for a good time and to show you all of my talents and skills, toilet. What are you doing? And toilet says, relax, Derek. Relax. Calm down. Why don't you do a little spin and let me see that thick ass of yours, Derek? And Derek, in small fright, went to going in the and he started to turn slowly. And as he turned slowly, all he can hear is Derek. Derek. And Derek turning around real slow, and toilet paper said, now look at all that thick ass you about to send to waste. Have you lost your mind? Get your light-skinned ass in this bed. And so Derek said, I didn't come here for this, toilet. I just want to go home. And toilet paper said, you are home. Now act accordingly or I'm going to kill your character off. So reluctantly, Derek had to get on in the bed and climb in with toilet paper. And he didn't know what his future was going to hold, but he only did it because he wanted to save his career. I mean, he had nothing else to lose. Okay? So long story short, Derek got in the bed, and that's where we left off yesterday. Now, mind you, according to Derek, toilet paper had told him that he have a big dick and he know how to use it. They said toilet paper was around there saying, them hoes bet not fuck with my Juve, cause he hot and he don't wanna lose me. I like the way that fucking boy abused me. He got a big dick and know how to use it. That's what they said toilet paper was around there saying. Now, I wasn't on set, so I don't know, okay? But neither here nor there. Toilet paper, that's where we left off. The man had to get back in the bed because toilet paper said once with that big zick, once you hit the bottom of these bottoms, he said they lose their mind. Ow! 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 He said the bottoms get to losing their minds. Now, a lot of people were shocked that he was a top, but I told y'all I wasn't. He always gave me top tees. I've been told y'all that. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not even a gay man, but he's always giving me top tees. I told y'all the biggest surprise to me wasn't the fact that he had a big zick. It was the fact that, no, it wasn't the fact that he was a top. It was the fact that he had a big zick. And I imagine that all the punks on the set who was really sleeping with him behind the scenes, I'm pretty sure this is how a lot of their interactions was when they found out that they all were sleeping with Mr. Toilet Paper.
We was in bed together, girl.
You slept with him, you slut!
But no.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? You just walking down the hall trying to get to the water fountain because you just trying to get to where you got to go. You late for work. The casting room down there, they say they about to call action. All you can see by the water fountain and the water cooler is 2-3 people over there beefing. And you think, girl, what's happening? Not knowing they all beefing behind toilet paper. It's a whole happening fight, big time throwdown going on, and the punks is in there getting ready to tear down.
We was in bed together, girl.
You slept with him, you slut!
But no.
Bernard. Yes, Bernard has slept with him and he is a slut. But Toilet Paper is allegedly the person behind all of this madness and craziness going on. So yeah, that's where we left off yesterday. Reaching the bottom of a bottom makes him go crazy. Toilet Paper wants my boy back in the bed. I forgot what else we said. So they done made it back to work again. And Toilet Paper done already told the clear man, Mr. General Hospital here, he done already told him, hey, act like we not cool, because I don't work with my friends. Oh, and there's many other people around here. So they gonna know when you're trying to do too much. So by the way, when we get back to work, you need to come in here and do your job so they could think that you deserve what you got. And don't tell nobody how much money you making either, because if they find out, they're gonna beat me up. So that's where we left off yesterday, okay? And we're going to get right back into what was going on. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Get the likes up on the video. Get the likes up on the video. So now, where were we, girl? What paragraph did we stop off? Let's just pick up somewhere. Just find somewhere and pick up. It says, at this point, Dixon's stomach started to turn, and he began feeling nauseous. This before he got back in the bed with Toilet Paper. It says, instinctively, Dixon jumped out of the bed and told Toilet Paper he wasn't that sexual. Toilet Paper ignored the comments and told Dixon to turn around so Perry could see that ass, or at least his nakedness, in the underwear. Okay, Perry then commented on how beautiful Dixon's body was. See, this is the part we inserted ourselves, where I told y'all they didn't want to say this part, but they said Toilet Paper told him to turn around, and he didn't want to put in that he turned around, but he definitely turned around. He turned around. Don't listen to him. So anyway, after he told him how beautiful his body was, Dixon once again told Perry that he is not into sex. He says Dixon kept informing Perry that he was not into sex in order to keep Perry at bay, while at the same time not insulting the person who was dangling his career in front of him. In response to Dixon's request, or at least frequent assertions that Dixon was not into sex, Perry started prying further. Perry would send Dixon a text message saying, I would hope that you would have let one sick hold you and make love to you. You are missing the best years of your life, my friend. Trust me. I hope you get past that block in your mind soon. Perry was implying that Dixon was hopefully getting past the block in his mind and would let Tyler make love to him. And that after that assault in January, Dixon felt betrayed. Perry continued to call or text Dixon every day, asking to talk to him more. Dixon ignored Perry, which led Perry to texting him, Derek, why don't you text me more? The more Derek ignored Perry, the more aggressive Perry became, until finally Perry offered Dixon a part in a new show called The Oval. Dixon was intrigued and was hoping that this would be the big break that he was looking for and a chance for him to display his acting talents. Derek full of crap. Anyway, on February 11, 2020, Perry told Dixon to quit his job at Legendary Events and come work with him. Now remember, he was hired through Legendary Events just to be a regular bartender, a regular server, whatever it was. And coincidentally, the owner of Legendary Events is coincidentally Toilet Paper's good friend, who coincidentally he happened to see. And coincidentally, the friend was like, oh, my friend want to see you. And coincidentally, he got the coincidental role, and then coincidentally turned into the big old role, coincidentally, in The Oval. Now, I never watched a second of The Oval, but I done seen a lot of people in the comments, not only here, but everywhere else, saying Derek can't act. But now that y'all know Derek getting highest paid, or one of the highest paid on this show, why aren't y'all over here in as much outrage if you are a Toilet Paper fan? Because I would feel some type of way. So you mean to tell me the colonizer get to come on here and make more than us? And the story ain't even about him, it's about us? Okay, so that's where we at so far, right? It goes on to say, so he said, come work with him exclusively for Perry, was not able to control, and no, he said, you need to quit your job and come work for me. So then it says Perry was not able to control Dixon so long as Dixon had secondary income that was providing for his basic needs. Once Dixon quit his job due to his role on the Oval, Perry started getting more and more personal with Dixon, knowing that Dixon was now under his control. Perry would often say things like, I give and I give and I give, and no one ever does anything for me in return. No one ever gives me what I want or what I need, implying that Dixon was not giving him sex. Perry started asking Dixon about Dixon's sexual preferences and what role Dixon took on when engaging in sexual acts. Remember, we were talking about certain things that are straight, open and shut, black and white case, and that's him being inappropriate, toilet paper, inappropriately texting his worker, Derek Dixon. Here is one of those times. Now, according to here, it's saying, according to the paperwork, to the lawsuit, it says that Perry will often say things. Oh, I said that Perry started asking Dixon about his sexual preferences and what role he took on when sleeping in or engaging in sexual acts. Right here's a violation, i.e., whether he was a top or bottom, which in sexual terms, meaning whether Dixon preferred to give or receive anal sex. It says, Perry further indicated to Dixon that he had sex with men before and he was a top. Perry further told Dixon that when you have a big zick and know how to use it, he says, and you hit the G spot right on these bottoms, they go crazy. It goes on to say, Perry further told plaintiff that he wanted a man who was in a relationship with another individual, but with whom he could be emotionally evolved and engage in sexual acts with, like a friend with benefits relationships, because Perry did not have the time to deal with the emotional aspect of a relationship, only the physical. Despite these comments, Dixon knew that a full-throttled refusal would land him in the doghouse and might result in him being cut from the Oval. It says, fearing that his career would end before it began, Dixon put up with the comments and continued to maintain that he was not the sexual type. On or around March of 2020, Dixon received the script for the Oval. He was written in as a season regular and was therefore expected to quit his job with Legendary Events. So pause. So right then and there, just off the recommendation of the Legendary Events friend who owned the Legendary Events and Tyler Perry's lust for him, right off the bat, he get written in as a permanent. Just like that. Written in. He ain't even pinched the nigga yet. He hadn't even pinched the clear man's tussy yet. And he just written in just like that. This is the power I be telling y'all about. None of this is about the have-nots, and the can and can't do's. This is about power. He's showing Derek, hey, just like that, I can turn you into a star. I can literally take the stroke of my pen and create and make you a star. You need to be really rocking with me because I control a lot over here. And with his role as a boss, supervisor, director, CEO, owner, and all that stuff all combined in one, he literally has any and everybody in there under his thumb. So that's why he hurry up and wrote him in on a show like The Oval, something that's going to be big, to show him, hey, this is what you can get. You might want to bend over right quick. That's what's happening here. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Please and thank you. Get the likes up. Sorry, I had to drink some water, y'all. Okay. Where was I? It says, now mind you, Derek is saying he's doing it because he's afraid for his career. It says, Dixon's character was written as a gay, homeless, and desperate store clerk, because mind you, he just quit his job, and I guess he's gay. He hadn't said he wasn't or he is. So now his character is a gay homeless store clerk, who had slept with one of the other characters for a place to stay. Now he need a place to stay. He need food on his table, and toilet paper is trying to get him to sleep with him to secure those things. But he's writing this as a character in the show. That's how much power you have when you running the whole shit. Okay? So now he wrote him in as a person sleeping with somebody for a place to stay. And it says, more importantly, at the end of the season, his character would be shot 4 times in the chest. Dixon felt that this was a way for Perry to test Dixon out for a year and see if he would be loyal to Perry. When Dixon asked Perry about his shooting, Perry indicated that if Dixon did a good job, Dixon would be back, and that the shooting didn't necessarily mean that Dixon's character was out of the script for future scenes. Perry commented that Dixon's character was only shot in the chest, not in the head. I'm thinking about power too now. Moving on. I'm sorry. Dixon immediately understood that his job security depended on his relationship with Perry. From that point on, Dixon worked with the constant fear of losing his job, and he did not engage with and endure Perry's sexual harassment. Okay, so he's saying that he got to do this, he got to deal with the sexual harassment and all this other stuff in order to keep his job, because just as fast as toilet paper wrote him into the doggone role, toilet paper had him shot at the end of the season. He could literally take his pen and write him out. So what Derek is saying is now he's on his Karen shit. He's saying, so I just ended up doing it because I was scared. Because if I didn't do it, he was going to write me out. All he had to do was write that I ended up dying and it was over. Against the law. You can't do that. Okay? Now, back to where I was. It says, shortly after giving Dixon the news and after telling Dixon the future seasons were dependent on Dixon doing a good job, Tyler Perry invited Dixon into his home in Atlanta. Plaintiff asked questions and tried to wiggle his way out of the invitation because he remembered what happened the last time they were alone. However, plaintiff knew the job security, income, and livelihood depended on his attendance. Plaintiff seen other employees of Perry who had experienced sudden deaths on the show when they fell on Perry's bad side. It says, in fact, Perry had made it clear to Dixon that he would often kill characters in order to get an actor to be loyal or obedient. If they are able to go dive into this whole friend who's a event planner, coordinator guy who bring people through there. This is the Rico we looking for. I'm telling you. Watch. All them fine ass men that's been on toilet paper shows, all them fine ass men that's been on them shows, I feel like most of them got bent over, if not all of them. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. I could be wrong, but I feel like that. It is what it is. Moving on. I knew them niggas was too chiseled. I knew it. Back to where I was. When Dixon arrived, did I get that? No, when Dixon arrived at his house, Tyler Perry gave Dixon a warm welcome and was very friendly. Soon after, Tyler Perry started asking Dixon a few of sexually charged questions, even asking if Dixon liked it rough in bed. So toilet paper trying to tear this man back out. Toilet paper, go slow. Damn. Then Perry physically reached out and violently grabbed Dixon's throat, attempting to physically choke Dixon, and remarked, "Wow, look how excited you just got. You do like that." Turley? Dixon was horrified, shocked, and in panic. It says Dixon never thought that toilet paper could ever get so violent and would place his hands on Dixon's throat in a sexually aggressive manner. Dixon did not enjoy or consent to any of this conduct. Dixon was in shock and took steps to immediately de-escalate the situation. It says due to the onset of the C-19 panorama in 2020 of March, filming for the Oval was completely postponed indefinitely. It says during that period in which filming the Oval was postponed, toilet paper would make FaceTime calls and other contacts to Dixon almost every day, treating Dixon as his one called pets. Now, remember, I don't know if y'all remember this. Y'all remember during the panorama, remember Toilet Paper made everybody who was acting in any of his shows stay on the scene, the set. What do you call it? Stay on set. None of them could leave. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember that. Do y'all recall during the panorama, they were still filming. I don't know what shows because I don't watch them. I'm gonna be completely honest. But during that time, during the panorama, he basically made it to where he shut down his entire doggone set where he had all them people doing all them films and he made everybody test and nobody could leave and nobody could go. Basically, once you got there, if you were working on the set, you didn't leave. I don't care if you swept floors or if you was an actor. He did that during the panorama. I'm starting to wonder, was this a thing so that he can make sure his laboos was real close and in his reach? And then he don't have to worry about catching the panorama, the C-19, because they all under his watch. And he can still have freak offs. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just thinking about things like that. Anyway, back to the story. Dixon felt obligated to answer for fear of losing his role. So in income and career, Perry often asks, but he didn't say what it was though. Perry often asks about Dixon and his whereabouts, often demanding that Dixon respond immediately. When he didn't, Perry would send messages to Dixon saying, Derek, grrr, and what are you doing? That is so ill. Could you imagine meeting a man who you think is really like a boss? And then he sends you a text message, voodoo. Ugh! You just became ugly to me. You're so lame. Get off of here. Girl, this is what he texted him whenever Derek wouldn't answer his text messages. It goes on to say, additionally, Perry was jealous of anyone who Dixon had a relationship with. Tyler Perry told Dixon that if Dixon got the C-19 from his roommate at the time, Dixon would not be able to shoot the Oval. Perry encouraged Dixon to move into one of the on-set studio homes, owned by Perry, where Perry would have more control over Dixon's whereabouts. Thereafter, Perry would text Perry would text plaintiff about other actors on his show, Ruthless. Perry told Dixon how he manipulated employees through ruthless retaliation. Perry told Dixon that if he did not like the way any actor behaved or the way the actor was acting, the character would simply die in season 2. So now he's relinquishing power to Derek. Now he's letting Derek see how it feels to be in charge. He's telling Derek, look, now mind you, this on the low. Nobody knows that him and Derek, or he's trying to with Derek. But what he's doing is, mind you, he wrote him into a major role and left it on a cliffhanger saying, if you act right, I'm gonna bring your person back, your cast back, or your character back. But if you don't, I'm gonna kill them all. And he's showing him, I've done it to other people. But now what he's doing is giving him a bigger taste of power by saying, hey, Derek, by the way, if you on set, anybody you tell me you don't like, let me know, and I'll write them off like that. That's what's happening here. Now he's giving Derek the idea of power and control. But under that, Derek has to be under his whereabouts and control at all times, okay? So everything comes at a price. So then it goes on to say, Dixon understood that Perry was informing Dixon to be cautious about disappearing or upsetting Perry. As a result, Dixon continued to put up with Perry's aggressive messages and sexual advances while doing his best to protect himself by taking notes and amassing evidence of the sexual harassment and keeping old text messages. So around this time, Derek feels like, let me just take notes. And I don't know how he was taking such good notes, but take notes. Maybe he was recording, but he was taking notes and just putting stuff away for, rainy days. So it goes on to say, in one conversation in or around April of 2020, Perry told Dixon that Perry imagined Dixon prancing around in a cowboy outfit and that Perry did things to Dixon and that he couldn't talk with Dixon about any further because they were so wrong. He on some Brokeback Mountain type stuff. in or around April of 2020. And while Dixon was living in the studio home on set, Perry often coerced Dixon to drink alcohol and then get on the plane with Perry. Perry would frequently have someone drop off alcohol at Dixon's door. Rico, who's this person? Who's this person? This is organized crime here. So he's saying that he would have somebody drop off alcohol at his door. And then it says Perry would eventually turn these phone calls into sexually explicit rants. Perry would get frustrated with Dixon and tell Dixon that he was not giving Perry what he needs. Dixon refused to succumb to Perry's sexual advances, causing Perry to be even more frustrated. Eventually, Perry warned Dixon that if Dixon told his castmates about the harassment, Dixon would be opening himself up to questions and foolishness, and demanded that Dixon not discuss any of the conversation with the castmates. So he's telling them to keep it on the low, because you're going to end up in a whole heap of trouble, because they basically going to believe me before they believe you. That's what I'm getting from it. Perry upped the stakes by telling Dixon point blank that he was not to tell anyone about their friendship. Perry told Dixon that it should remain a secret and tried to make it seem like the secret was for Dixon's benefit. Perry continued to sexually harass Dixon. On June 27, 2020, defendant Perry texted Dixon that all he wanted for his birthday were biscuits and BJs, referring to blowjobs and sex. It says, but that all Perry ever received were biscuits, insinuating a request from oral sex for Dixon. So around this time, from what I'm getting, Dixon hadn't already tooted it up for his roles and responsibility. He just wasn't sucking no dick. And Toilet Paper said, I know you effing lying to me. All of this career I done gave you, fool. I want all the hoes. Perry said, I wanted the biscuits and blowjobs for my birthday. Got the biscuits, waiting on the BJs. Dina. Derek, it's my birthday. I deserve a BJ. And I'm going to be quite honest, Derek, if you was getting a whole career and you wasn't sucking OD, you childish. Let's move on. Anyways, I'm just saying, that's just a sidebar. You know what I mean? Could you imagine somebody giving you a career and you ain't sucking OD? Girl, you childish. Girl, what is going on? I'm sorry. Let's move on. I'm sorry. My bad. That was a sidebar. My bad. Anyways, back to where I was going. What I was saying, because y'all threw me off. So he wanted biscuits and BJs and couldn't get no BJs or whatever. So anyways, where was I? This test was followed by other messages calling Dixon cutie, and that Perry was just thinking about Dixon. Despite these advances, Dixon continued to act professionally and continued to tell Perry he was not sexual. They seemed to be the only way of keeping Perry at bay while keeping his job. Well, wait a minute. Pause. Now somebody lying. Now you sitting over here telling us you still telling him you ain't sexual, but Perry said he got the biscuits. He waiting on the BJs. So somebody over here lying. Somebody lying now. Hold on. Now you over here saying, but I still told him I wasn't sexual. Toilet Paper said, it's my birthday. I got the biscuits. I'm just waiting on the BJs. Now either Toilet Paper lying or you lying. And at this point, I feel like, Derek, you lying because you already showed me how childish you is. I'm just saying, if at this point I'm believing Toilet Paper, because now I already know you childish. You can't be trusted. You can't be trusted, Toilet Paper. I mean, Derek, you can't be trusted. You too childish. I'm serious though. I'm dead ass serious. I can't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't. Moving on. So he said he not sexual. He keep telling Perry he not sexual. He said, but Perry don't want to hear about it or whatever the case may be. Now, It goes on to say, where was I? Oh, in July 2020, Perry remarked about how much he loved the script for Dixon's television series called Losing It, and exclaimed that he wanted to shoot the pilot for it, called Pilot. It says Perry would never really work toward the goal, and what Perry was really doing was making Mr. Dixon more dependent on Perry so that Perry could later extract sexual favors from Dixon as a quid pro quo to produce the pilot. Now that's very important because now we're getting into quid quo pro, which is illegal federally as well. Okay. In or around August 2020, Dixon and his castmates began shooting the Oval after delays due to the COVID-19 pandemic, during which time all castmates and crews lived on the studio, yet in a quarantable bubble. So in quarantine. So they are living on set, but they living in quarantine. Shortly after, Perry confided in Dixon that 2 cast members were pissing him off, and that Perry swore, but he knew how to fix this shit. It says Perry acts that he loves killing a mother effer in a show that no one expects, that he was going to just shoot them all and shoot and kill them all. Characters refusing to kill off characteristics or characters in the Oval played by actors who Perry wanted to retaliate against. So I guess what they're saying is, what Toilet Paper was saying was, baby, this is what I do. They've been getting on my nerves. Let me hurry up and kill a couple of these MFers off. Showing Derek, that, hey, this could be you. Tread light. It says, more importantly, Perry stood in one text message, I may need to shoot out earlier. It says, which Dixon understood to mean that unless the actors knew they were going to die and their time on the show was over, they wouldn't change their ways. So Perry was going to film the shootout early so that the actors would be submissive to Perry's request. So basically, if I'm understanding this right, what they're saying is, Toilet Paper was saying was, they getting on my nerves. I'm ready to get rid of a bunch of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot the shootout scenes earlier and they're going to get scared. And that's going to make them do what I tell them to do, because they're not going to know who's going to make it to the next episode. They're not going to know if they're going to be the one who gets killed off or not, if I'm understanding that correctly. So, and this shows him abusing his power. Okay? That's what this shows, him abusing his power as a person on set. And let me tell you something too. It is already some sort of, in my opinion, conflict of interest that Tyler Perry, I wanted to call him Toilet Paper, but that Tyler Perry is not only the owner, but the director, the producer, don't get me wrong. I feel like that right there is already a conflict of interest within itself. But then when you put in the fact that he's taking that and using it to his benefit to coerce people and do stuff, like, now it's just like, damn, I can't even go to HR because HR works for you. I can't go to the director because you are the director. I can't go to HR because, bitch, HR get their check signed by you. I can't go to, you know what I mean? Like the president of the company, because, bitch, he worked for you. You are the president. Like, it's really it's really messed up the way that he's being able to corner these people in these situations, because everything comes back to him. Who can you go to? Even if you decided, screw it, I'm not dealing with nobody with Tyler Perry Studios. I'm going to go outside the studios and I'm going to Atlanta Police Department. You don't think Toilet Paper got them niggas on the payroll, allegedly? Have you ever seen Atlanta PD? Atlanta PD is full of niggas. You think some of them niggas getting greased up by Toilet Paper? So it's kind of, honestly, I'm going to be completely honest. What Toilet Paper is doing to his people is way more gruesome than what Diddy is doing to his people. And let me tell you why I'm saying that. Hear me out. Because in Diddy's situation, yes, Diddy is the president, the CEO, and all that stuff, and whoop-de-whoop. And yes, it is the same situation where there's literally nowhere to turn. And yes, Diddy has their entire careers in his hands. So yes, the same situation can apply. Nah, I think they're the same. I'm trying to say, I feel like this worse though. Probably because what they're doing on a day-to-day. No, because Diddy got the same access. You're right. No, it's the same. It might be the same. I retract. It might be the same. I just feel like, could you imagine coming on as an actor and you thinking I'm talented, I'm gonna get in, and Toilet Paper just want your booty? Man or woman, I'm just saying, man or woman, but you're really talented. And because you don't want to give him them, that nigga literally just kill your character off and you never get another job. Like, and then there's nobody to go tell. Like, I can't go to human resources. I can't go to the people who own the company. I can't even go to the film people. I can't go to the production. I can't go to security. This nigga signed everybody checks. Who can I run to? No escape. Literally. Pun intended. No escape. Who can I run to? Like, I don't know. I just feel like I feel like that make me feel claustrophobic. Like, I feel like I'm in a maze thinking about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's nowhere to turn. So anyways, so yeah, he's saying he might need to shoot the shootout earlier since everybody getting on their nerves. And what he gonna do is the same thing he do to Derek. Now hold it over their head and say, act right, or I'm gonna kill your ass up off this show. All right. Perry intentionally made these comments to instill fear in Dixon. Mr. Dixon knew that he too would lose his job if he didn't play ball with Perry's sexual harassment request. It says this is what Perry had been setting up all along. Dixon was now fully reliant on Perry for his income, hope, and future aspirations. Perry made it clear that Dixon was not to disclose the relationship to anyone else, and Dixon was aware that Tyler Perry would kill him off the show for good, thereby ending his career if Dixon got on Perry's bad side. To top it all off, Dixon already knew that his career or character was shot 4 times in the end of the season, but that the shots might not be fatal. So Derek is already working on something else, but what he understands is, yo, I really need to tread light because not only could he kill me off of what I'm doing here, I'm still hanging in the balance from the Oval, my character. He might kill that one off too. In July of 2020, Perry read the script of Dixon's pilot and told Dixon that he loved the show so much he wanted to shoot the pilot for it. Dixon did not know that Perry never intended on shooting the show. Perry knew that he could use the motivation of shooting Perry or Mr. Dixon's show to get Dixon to do what Dixon had not been doing in the past or had been resisting for many months, which was to give Perry the sexual gratification Perry so craved, meaning the BJ. He already got the biscuits, Derek, with your lying ass. You must be a lying ass Leo. Or a confused ass Cancer with your lying ass. See, y'all got to read the words. I told y'all words are very, very powerful. Every single word, even the smallest ones, have power, okay? See, Derek on here making it seem like he ain't give up a little bootay. But the lawsuit is saying something different. Because what Toilet Paper is on here saying is, listen, I'm getting the biscuits. I ain't got the BJ yet. And if you keep playing, I'm going to kill your character off. You better get on your knees and bless me. You get it? See, he keep wanting to leave the good parts out, but I'm going to put them back in. Derek want to leave the good parts out, but don't worry about it. I'm going to put them back in. Yay. He already got the biscuits, quote, your quote, not mine. He already been got the biscuits. He need the BJs. And that's why this last sentence was structured the way it is. Listen to what it says. He says that Mr. Perry knew that he could use this motivation of the shooting Mr. Dixon's show to get Dixon to do what Dixon had been resisting for months, which was, meaning he's about to explain what Mr. Dixon had been resisting, which was the sexual gratification Perry so naturally craved. But before that, Perry said he already got the biscuits. He waiting on the BJs. Stop being childish, Mr. Derek. He gave you a whole career. You already knee deep in. You might as well dive. Very, very childish. Very, very childish. Extremely childish, if you ask me. Okay? I don't know what Derek's sign is. Somebody find Derek's sign. He might be a lion-ass Libra or a lion-ass Leo. Who knows? Confused Cancers. I don't know. Angry Aquarius. Who knows? No, Tyler give me angry Aquarius tease. Who knows? Somebody find out lion-ass Derek, find out what his sign is. I'm trying to see something. Okay? So anyways, yeah, Toilet Paper want the BJs, not the biscuits. He already got that. Okay? Hell nah, he a Virgo. Moving on. So it goes on to say, once the stage was set, Perry knew he could get away with sexual harassment. During the filming of The Oval in 2020, Perry engaged in severe and pervasive Perry engaged in a severe and pervasive tirade of sexual commentary, including but not limited to that Dixon liked being choked. Now, how would Perry know? Following Dixon being choked by a cast member in one scene on The Oval. Oh. Then he also said, Perry said, "Why do you twist your hips when you walk?" Him teasing me. How can I get a day of Dixon? A day of Dixon. Oh, Dixon. How can I get a day of Dixon? Okay? I love how I feel right now, but I don't like being horny. I feel sorry for the first person who flirts with me. I'm going to hit that G-spot down to the bottom and make him go crazy. He didn't say that part. Then it says, I've been trying to put that energy somewhere else, but everything is sexual on this stuff. This is the quotes that Derek said Toilet Paper had said. Now, I didn't say it. This is what Derek said Toilet Paper said. All right, fast forward. The snake across the table made me think of, quote unquote, now here's what they put in parentheses, a photo of Nicki Minaj from the music video song Anaconda. So now Toilet Paper sent the Anacondas, in which he references intercourse with making genitalia symbolized by a snake. So it sounds like, because I've received a lot of these type of pictures, it sounds to me like Toilet Paper sent Nicki Minaj on that Anaconda as an innuendo. You get it? If you a woman in the chat and you've been there, please put a 3, drop a 3 if you know exactly what that means when he sent that Anaconda. Oh yes, I've received them. I've been on the other end where I opened up the thing and go, oh, you feel me? So what Toilet Paper was saying was, if you're ever in the mood to get up out of that Honda, come on around to Toilet Paper Studios where you can get on and ride this good old Anaconda. You get it? Shout out to Toilet Paper. One thing about it, he got a big, and no honor you. That's the part that got me. It wasn't the top. It was the big. Now we getting the new Toilet Paper. See, what I'm seeing is he's very aggressive. Very, very aggressive. He loves to hunt. He likes to prowl and hunt and come out of the bushes and go, woo. You know what I mean? So this is all a game. This is all cat and mouse. This is all exciting for Toilet Paper. I mean, what else does he have going on? Okay? Now he sent them that Anaconda. I'm just saying. That's the part that I'm still working on trying to figure out that Anaconda piece. But he sent it over. That's all I know. Normally, when I've ever gotten one, it normally, it was a level of excitement. Neither here nor there. Let's get back to the stuff. This is not about me. Back to where I was. I will gladly clock you right now. Referring to Perry's desire to choke Dixon in a sexual way, a suggestion that Dixon should get braces behind his teeth. What? Wait a minute. Skirt. a suggestion that Dixon should get braces behind his teeth, but the plaintiff would have to give up BJ's and that it could be dangerous for Dixon's partner, especially if they're not circumcised. You did what? So basically, Derek wanted to get braces behind his teeth, but see, toilet paper got an anaconda. And what toilet paper was saying was, you can't get them kind of braces. Because see, the way this anaconda set up is it could be real dangerous for a heavy nigga like me. You see what I'm saying? I'm a heavy nigga. Heavy. He said, you got to go get the Invisalign. Because see, I'm a real heavy nigga in these streets. And the way my heaviness is set up, if you go get the braces back there, it might not be the most safest place for me to be. So I'm going to need you to go in on get your little Invisalign. You know what I'm saying? I know the people. I know somebody down here that can get you a cute little Invisalign. Put that in when you go to bed. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a real heavy nigga. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting. Toilet paper said when you're dealing with somebody heavy, you got to think about stuff like that. Now, a lot of y'all, right, Bree? Bree, I'm with you. I ain't even know you could get braces behind your teeth. Now, that's big. That's big. I ain't even know you could get braces behind your teeth, girl. Ooh-wee. Ooh. So what toilet paper is saying is, look, when you're dealing with a heavy nigga, you got to be cautious of things like that. And I'm a real heavy nigga. So with that being said, you got to go find something else to play with. Don't worry about your teeth. I got it. All right, don't worry about it. So now Derek can't go get the braces back there because this a heavy nigga. If y'all don't leave from nothing from this lawsuit, remember, he got a big stick and know how to use it. Now y'all starting to see why that was the most shocking part of the entire lawsuit. None of this part shocked me. The only thing shocked me was the big part. That's why I'm over here with the lies and with the face like, girl, what? Wait, girl. Let's get back into it, girl. So anyway, yeah, Derek, you can't get them kind of braces. So back to it. So it says, so back to it, it says to give up BJ's and it could be dangerous for Dixon's partner, especially if they're not circumcised. So I'm assuming that toilet paper not only is an anaconda, he's the anaconda with the long sleeve turtleneck. You think I'm lying? I didn't make this up. Let me show you. I know I'm just showing y'all the picture. I want y'all to see what I'm looking at. It's the anaconda with a turtleneck. Because a nigga who already got his muffin cap peeled back ain't worried about the nigga with the hoodie. You get it? You see what I'm saying? Y'all tracking? Look what it said. Look what it said. I'm reading verbatim. I just want y'all to see what I'm looking at. Look what it said. It said to give up BJ's and that it could be dangerous for Dixon's partner, especially if they're not circumcised. So it looked like toilet paper was looking out for him. He said the turtleneck been pulled up. Yeah, you can't do that. So now Derek got to go get Invisalign, okay? So it's big. And it go peekaboo. That bitch big and it pop up on you like, Oh, Lord. Jesus Christ, be offense, but let me be able to look over it, child. Anyways, let's get the picture back up here. I'm just telling y'all what I'm reading. I'm just showing y'all what I'm reading. I'm not making this up. So y'all won't think I'm making this up. This is not I'm just telling y'all what I'm reading. So let's get back to it. So anyways, back to where I was going. What I was saying, yeah. So it says, that's when you were thick Derek, fun Derek, drunk Derek, before COVID Derek. I miss him, just without a butt. So I guess Derek must have lost some weight. It says thick Derek would have worked them pants out. Perry also photographed Dixon's buttocks while on set, sending the pictures to Dixon. 2 text messages of many show that Perry was jealous of seeing Dixon with other men, and that Perry describes Dixon's as so beautiful. Now we saw this when he was like, oh, you walk into the water cooler with him? And Derek was like, stop, Turley, that's my friend. We just going to the water cooler. He's just trying to get in his step. And Turley Paper was saying, that's my ass. I don't want to see you twitching with nobody else. He probably killed that character off too, allegedly. You know what I mean? But anyways, it says the series of comments and other unwanted sexual preferences made Dixon highly uncomfortable. It said Dixon was caught in a bind. Oh, I'm in a bind, Nate. He could not complain to anyone in HR. He had nowhere to turn for relief from his sexual harassment, and he knew that if he did not endure it, he would be killed from the Oval. Dixon was unsure whether to joke about it or joke back or rebut Perry's sexual harassment. So he endured it knowing that his job was on the line if he did not engage, okay? It goes on to say Perry would also intimidate details, he would also share intimate details of his own sex life with Dixon. Among other things, Perry would tell Dixon that he had not had good sex since he became rich, and that there were certain times where he had not been touched in months. Okay. Perry would also share intimate details of his own sex life with Dixon. Okay. It says, on the second up to the last day of shooting the Oval, Dixon filmed the episode where his character was shot 4 times, indicating a seeming end to his role on the show and termination from his job. It was precisely following the day of filming, when Tyler Perry knew that Dixon's character's fate was to be decided, that Perry invited Dixon to his trailer for drinks. Dixon knew that refusing meant the end of his career, so he accepted. It was there on the very same day that Perry dialed up the harassment to a new level. Tyler Perry and Derek Dixon point blank. Tyler Perry asked Derek Dixon point blank, "Are you attracted to me?" and demanded that Dixon answer. Plaintiff reiterated the same way he did after the first assault by skirting the question. Dixon told Perry that Dixon wasn't the sexual or looking for anything type. It says Perry's incessant probing did not stop. Perry continued to talk about how good looking and sexy Dixon was, and that plaintiff was wasting his looks and could not be free in having sex. It says Dixon repeatedly deflected these comments and neutral answers, constantly looking for ways to avoid Tyler Perry's sexual interrogation while continuing to work or worry around his future. It says the Oval, Mr. Perry was testing how far he could go with Dixon. After enduring the harassment and doing his best to dodge the situation, Mr. Dixon got up and the two engaged or exchanged goodbyes. As Dixon was leaving Perry's trailer, Perry got up and pinned Dixon against the wall. Perry began aggressively groping Dixon's buttocks and in a sexual manner in motion. Tyler began reaching down toward Dixon's buttocks and groping Dixon's buttocks in a strong, what did I do? Go back. Did I miss it? No, what did I do? Did I miss it? Oh, Lord. I hope I didn't mess that up. I think I messed the thing. Hold on. Stand by, y'all. Stand by. I'm going to go get it. I know what page I was on. Go back. Go back. It's a long lawsuit. We're not gonna get through it all today. But it is a long lawsuit. But I know exactly what page I was on, so I can get back to it. We passed that. Hanging out with girlfriend. No, we didn't get to that. Ooh, this is good. Ooh, y'all, it's getting good. Ooh. This is getting really good, y'all. Have y'all read this lawsuit? Because now we getting into... Yeah, this is where we were. After enduring... this is where we were. They starting to talk about toilet paper grabbing this man. Girl, let me let y'all see this. They starting to talk about toilet paper grabbing this man by the buttocks, having him on yachts, getting drunk, all type, like, girl, this lawsuit is crazy. Like, it's really crazy. We only on page 21 of 46, just so y'all can kind of gauge where we are. We're only on page 21 of 46. This lawsuit is insane. Where we just left off was that he called that boy up there right before it's time for him to figure out what he gonna do with the oval, and now he over there groping his buttocks and things of that nature. So basically, he pinning him up against the wall, and he groping his buttocks and groping him in a strong nature and sexual manner that could not have been a mere accident. It says Dixon stood frozen in horror and could not be reciprocated or fight back. All Dixon could do was let his body go in limp. Oh, wow. Seeing that Dixon had no desire in Perry told Dixon that he was drunk and asked Dixon to leave the trailer. Wow. So far it's saying that basically toilet paper, realizing that Derek didn't like him, was like, oh, you drunk, just go. Wow. As soon as Dixon left the trailer following Perry's violent assault, Dixon became severely nauseous and extremely anxious about his job, career, and livelihood. Dixon felt trapped within the confines of the studio quarantine bubble. It says there was still another shoot the next day. Dixon called his friend Justin Bryant on the phone and told him everything that happened and was unaware of any human resources representative to whom he could report the assault. Plaintiff had no one to turn to and nowhere to go to help save him from Perry's aggressive and harassment and exploitation. The next day, Perry acted like nothing happened, and this time he did not even offer Mr. Dixon an apology. Following the exchange, Dixon began to avoid Perry as much as possible. However, Dixon still felt the need to answer Perry's incessant text messages, so he changed his approach. I'm sorry. Dixon often pretended to be asleep, to avoid being harassed by Perry. However, Perry insisted by texting Dixon the following messages. Are you awake? Stop ignoring me. Are you awake, Derek? Wake up. I know you're not sleeping. Give me attention. In or around early October of 2020, Perry invited Dixon and other actors of the Oval on a cash trip to Perry's personal island in the Bahamas. Now, let me say this. I went out to the Bahamas. I just came back from the Bahamas last year. And I'm going to tell you, Diddy, toilet paper, Oprah, Ellen DeGeneres, Peter Nygard, all of them got big ass houses and they got boats that's just parked out there. All of them got places in the Bahamas. All of them. We rolled by and you was able to see all them people houses all in a row. And they have 24/7 people working in them houses, even though them people pull up whenever they get ready. All of them got houses out there. If you want to go to do a freak off, Turks and Caicos, behind all them Caribbean islands, you can go out there and do whatever it is you want to do. I'm telling you now, because money out, you think money talk in America, it damn sure talk out there. So they all got houses out there, and that's where a lot of them do a lot of their freak offs. Diddy was doing a lot of his stuff in Miami. He was saying, I could just go right here to Florida, probably where he messed up. He was just saying we could just go right here to Florida. You know, Diddy was the dude on Diddy was the dude on Friday. Remember when Debo was pulling up and everybody and Craig and Day was hiding they jewelry, and old boy was like, I'm gonna just tuck mine in. That was Diddy. He thought he could do freak offs in Miami. He wanted to just tuck his in. Dummy. Stupid. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, they all got houses out there. Let that really be clear. But where was I going with it? So he texting them crazy stuff like, are you awake? Stop ignoring me. You are awake, Derek. You wake up. I know you're not sleeping. So he's being weird. Ew, this is annoying. So it goes on to say, in or around early October 2020, Perry invited Dixon and other actors from the Oval on a cash trip to Perry's personal island in the Bahamas. It says Dixon knew, as did everyone else on the show, that declining to go on the trip might cause Perry to erase you from the show. Dixon agreed to go, knowing that the whole cast was going to be there. One night while in the Perry's private island in the Bahamas. Now remember, if y'all never been to the Caribbean, once you get an island, once you get somewhere secluded, you don't even have to be an island. Once you get to seclusion, it's a wrap. This ain't America. The Caribbeans are not the Americas, okay? Once you get in seclusion, everything is a wrap, okay? And that's literally how it goes when we start dealing with these islands. So now he's got him in seclusion, right, on this island. And it says, where was I? Dixon agreed to go knowing that the whole cast was going to be there. One night while in Perry's private island in the Bahamas, the cast was having a party. At the end of the night, Perry told Dixon he wanted to talk to him. Dixon was caught off guard, okay? Girl, they got to be in here. I'm scared. I don't know how I got in here. Perry made alcoholic drinks and forced Dixon to drink with him. Dixon knew that he could not refuse to drink. Otherwise, he would risk upsetting Mr. Perry. Instead, Dixon tried to stay in control and sip drinks slowly. Tyler Perry did not control himself. He drank until it was clear that the alcohol had made him bold and sexually aggressive. Perry told Dixon that he wanted a relationship with someone who could be emotionally and sexually available to him, but would also be permissive of Perry's having his own relationship with someone else. Perry said he could see himself having that type of relationship with Dixon. Perry insisted that Dixon needed to be with someone rich who Dixon liked nice things, because Dixon liked nice things. Perry told Dixon that he was watching all the cast as they laid out in the sun with tanning oil. Perry continued raving about seeing Dixon greased up like that was driving him crazy. Tyler Perry said he would have burnt whole island down if one of the other actors or anyone else from the group had touched Dixon that night. So now he's being super possessive. Now he's saying, baby, I wanted you so bad, anybody would have touched you, I'd have burnt this whole island down. Oh, and by the way, I got money. You look like a man who deserved nice things. Why do you say that, Turley Paper? Because he clear. Okay, so that's where we leaving off at for today. Turley Paper done invited this man to his own personal island in the Bahamas, meaning once you own there, you own there. It's a wrap. It's over. Okay? And now he over there telling this man that I wanted you so bad and you look so good that I would have burnt this whole island down if anybody would have touched you. Oh, and by the way, you look like a man who deserved nice things. You need somebody rich like me. Turley Paper said, I'll light 1,000 candles all around. Show me to the subway, I'll go down. Go ahead on. Go ahead on, Turley Paper. We're going to have to come back on Turley Paper on Monday, girl, or maybe this weekend sometime, girl. We're going to have to get back on Turley Paper to see what was happening. And I keep telling y'all, Jay-Z already told y'all, ain't no such thing as an ugly billionaire. When you got coin, especially when you heavy like toilet paper, baby. You make dreams come true. You make dreamers dream bigger in my toilet paper voice. And we're going to get into it. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Shout out to everybody in the building. This is a lot going on, y'all. This is a lot. This is a lot. Miss Parker, thank you for the super chat, says, can you make Miss Deborah Copeland a mod for me? Yes, I already told you I was going to do that yesterday. I got you. Thank you so much. And here's her thing. Thank you so much. I won't be able to grab it from there. Send it to me. Send it to my email, and I'll be able to do it from there. Thank you, Miss Parker. Tisha, thank you for the super chat. Says they said Rockhead got banned on Twitch for leaving Junior in the car. Where's CPS? Yes, she did. Allegedly. So apparently they said she left the baby. I can show it to y'all because I was looking at it. Let me see if I can pull it up. So apparently Rockhead had the Twitch people over there to, I guess, record her streaming. And Krishan was so busy going live. And Krishan was so busy going live and word about Blueface that she told the people from Twitch to watch Junior. I kind of put it in the live last night. She told the people to watch Junior, and the people was like, "We not here for that. We here to film you." And then, long story short, yeah, it ended up as that. I thought I put it in there. Let me see. And the people, and when she finally came back, the Twitch people was like, "Yeah, never mind. We don't want to stream no more." And oh, I know where it's at. And she got mad. So yeah, she did get banned for that. I want to show y'all that really quickly because we did talk about that. And let me say this: the only person, like I said before, that's suffering is Junior, because apparently he's not getting the help he needs. If he was, I think that we know that by now, and it's obvious that he's not. But yeah, it's just hella unfortunate. Let me take this off. Hold on really quickly so y'all can see this. Let me let y'all see. That was this little image I put inside of the live from yesterday. If y'all haven't watched that video, make sure y'all go check it out. It's right here. Hold on.
Do you mind taking them to the car? Thank you.
So this her asking them, do you mind watching him? Or no, I'm sorry. Do you mind taking him, talking about Junior, to the car?
There's like 400 people here to deal with this. She alive still?
You heard the man? He says like 4 other people here to deal with this. Then he said, is he by himself? He the man?
Thank you. Do you mind taking them to the car? Thank you.
Well, this is the little clip I was showing you guys, but yeah, it had been said that she left the baby Junior with the Twitch people and they banned her. I don't know if that's why they banned her, but yeah, I heard that. That's all I'll say. Sunflower, thank you for the super chat. The Boondocks been called Tyler out years ago. Yeah, I heard he had that they said that he had that episode removed or something like that. Child, I don't know. Shix, thank you for the super chat. Says toilet paper want to use some of that baby Earl on that Wonder Bread and have him a good old nice little snack. He do. He really do. Toilet paper ain't worth a dime. Okay. Panther Jones, you late, baby. I'm getting off now. I got to get off. We had 2.5 hours. I got to get off of here. They got a wasp in here. I got to get up out of here. I seen him by the door and I'm scared. Let me get up off here. Shout out to everybody in the building, y'all. I'll be back for Educational Friday. If you know, you know. 5 o'clock at the channel. Make sure y'all pull up for that. Shout out to everybody in the building. I hope you guys enjoy your Friday and the rest of your weekend. I love you guys. Make sure y'all pull up for everything. Make sure y'all go check out all my other content that I've been pushing out. I've been working overtime, trying to push out content for y'all. Love y'all down to the ground. And I'll see y'all on Monday for the next Joce. Catch y'all later. Peace.
Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go! It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat. You know what I want? Blaze up! Come on, Blaze up!
It's the beat for me!
Wah, 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 For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we love. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Mix it for your boy. Drop it for your lift it up.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.